Here, in this video, I discussed 6 problems on decision control statements. When you go to written test, they normally ask these type of questions. So I have taken 5 very simple questions. The sixth question is little complicated, and in other videos I upload another 6 problems. So like that, I will keep on uploading six problems. Now, here, so before you understand, okay, so before you try to solve any problem, okay, so you have to understand the syntax of if else and if. So that is simple if. So first let us discuss the syntax of if, simple if. Now observe here, if the condition is true, so first it checks the condition. If the condition is true, execute one statement. Means it can execute only one statement. It cannot execute more than one statement. So if the condition is true, it can execute only one statement. This is syntax 1. Okay, so syntax 1. This is syntax 1. Now, normally students will have doubt when to open the brace and when to close the brace and when braces are required. So it is very simple. When you check the condition, if the condition is true, if you want to execute only one statement, then no need of braces. Braces are not required. Now if you observe this syntax 2, if condition is true, okay, if condition is true, I want to execute so many statements, okay, I want to execute n statements, then braces are very much required, So here you have to understand, in syntax 1, if you want to execute only one statement, no need of braces. If you want to execute more than one statement, braces are required. Now let us go to if else. So in the syntax 1, if the condition is true, so I want to execute only one statement. Here I want to execute only one statement, then no need of braces, If this condition is false, I will go to else part and I execute only only one statement. The statement 2 is a one statement. So here no need of braces. Now if you observe syntax 2 of if else, now it checks the condition, If the condition is true, we want to execute more than one statement, that is n statements we want to execute. So braces are very much required. In the else part also, if this condition is false, by chance if this condition is false, the control will go to else part, and here I want to execute more than one statement. So that's why flower braces are required. So syntax, I think it is clear now. In entire C programming, this holds good. If the condition is true, if you want to execute only one statement, braces are not required. If you want to execute more than one statement, braces are required. Now let us solve problems so you will get a clear idea. Now here we will discuss few level 0 programs on decision control statements, that is simple if. Now if you observe here, so in the first program, memory will be allocated to A. So memory will be allocated to A, and memory will be allocated to B, and memory will be allocated to C. Okay, now A equal to 300. So 300 will go to A, and B and C. If you observe here, so A, B, C, all the three are local variables. So because these three variables, okay, so are within the function main. So the return type of the main function is int. It can be even void. If it is void, we don't mention return 0. Since it is int actually, so we are giving return 0. But you need not to worry about that at this point of time. Now, what will be the values of B and C? So B and C are local variable. Local variables are also called as automatic variables. So automatic variables and local variables by default initialize to garbage value or junk value. Garbage, okay, so garbage value or junk value. Okay, so what is the meaning of garbage or junk? Unpredictable value. Okay, so if you run in your computer, you may get some garbage value. If you run in your friend's computer, your friend may get different garbage value. So garbage value, there is no standard for that. So it's like, for example, minus 15678, something like this, and minus 2347, some garbage value, because we have not initialized B and C. Now if you observe here, if A greater than or equal to 400, B equal to 300. Now according to syntax of simple if the condition is true, execute one statement, only this much. Okay, only this B equal to 300 belongs to if. This C equal to 200, it does not belong to if. Because what is the syntax of if? If the condition is true, execute one statement. Which is the statement B equal to 300. Now what about the condition? Also A greater than or equal to 400. What is the value of A? 300. 300 greater than or equal to 400. Condition becomes false. So it will not execute this statement B equal to 300. So it will come to this place C equal to 200. So 200. So this value will be replaced with 200. This value will be replaced with 200. Now when you print B and C, for B you will get garbage value, that is minus 15678, and for C you get the value 200. When you run this program in your computer, you may not get this minus 15678. In this place, you may get a different garbage value. Now, we will solve the similar type of a problem. Okay, now in this program, memory will be allocated to A. So, memory will be allocated to A. So, 500 will be assigned to A. So, A is initialized with 500, and memory will be allocated to B, as well as memory will be allocated to C. Now, so A greater, so what will be the initial values of B and C, since we have not initialized garbage value or a junk value? So minus 16728. Now here minus 34674. Some value, junk or garbage value. Now A greater than or equal to 400. Now again, according to syntax, so this is the syntax of if. If the condition is true, execute one statement. If condition is false, don't execute one statement. So only B equal to 300 belongs to if. This is independent of if. Now A greater than or equal to 400. What is the value of A? 500. So 500 greater than or equal to 400. Condition is true. So 300 will go to B. So 300 will go to B, and anyhow this statement will be executed because it does not belong to if. So it is independent of if. Whether the condition is true or false, this C equal to 200 will be executed. So 200 will go to C. 200 will go to C. So when you print B and C, you will get the output 300 and 200. 300 and 200. Here let us discuss problem number 3. Now this is problem number 3 and this is problem number 4. So now memory will be allocated to x equal to 10 and y equal to 20. So memory will be allocated to x and y here. So x will be initialized. Okay, so initialized with 10, and here y will be initialized with 20. So y will be initialized with 20, and now here if you observe, if x equal to y, if x equal to y, this semicolon is there at the end of if. Now, so according to syntax of if, if the condition is true, execute one statement. So if the condition is true, execute one statement. Now semicolon acts as a statement in C language. Semicolon acts as a statement in C language, and it is called do nothing statement. And it is called do nothing statement. So semicolon is also considered as a statement, and it is called do nothing statement in C language. So if the condition is true, so what is the condition? If x equal to y, so execute semicolon. So because semicolon is considered as a statement in this particular program, this printf does not belong to if. Semicolon belongs to if actually. So because according to the syntax of if the condition is true, so if the condition is true, execute one statement. So execute one statement. This is the syntax of if actually. Execute one statement. This is the syntax of if. If the condition is true, execute one statement. Now semicolon acts as a statement. So in this program, semicolon belongs to if. Semicolon means do nothing. So whether the condition is true, execute semicolon means do nothing. If the condition is false, do not execute semicolon. So again, so executing semicolon or not executing semicolon doesn't make any difference. So this statement will be executed, printf x and y. So what will be the output in this particular case? 10 and 20 will be printed. So 10 and 20 will be printed as the output. Now we will discuss fourth problem. So memory will be allocated to x. So memory will be allocated to x and 3 will be initialized. And so y, memory will be allocated to y and memory will be allocated to z. Now y equal to x equal to 10. So this particular statement is called multiple assignment statement. So 10 will be initialized to x. So 10 will be assigned to x. So this 3 will be replaced with 10 and from x actually it will be assigned to y. So 10 will go to y and now z equal to x less than 10. Z equal to x less than 10. So x less than 10. The value of x is 10. The value of x is 10. 10 less than 10. Condition is false. So 0 will be assigned to z. 0 will be assigned to z. So what's the output actually here? So 10, 10, 0. When you print x, y, z, you get 10, 10 and 0 as the output. 10, 10, 0. So it's not 100 actually. 10, 10 and 0 is separate. So 10, 10, 0 is the output for this particular program. Now we solve problem number 5. So this is problem number 5 and this is problem number 6. Okay. Now I have taken all these problems, most of the problems, not all, from Yashwant Kanetkar book. Let us see by Yashwant Kanetkar. Now int I equal to 65. So the initialization, int I equal to 65. So memory will be allocated to I and it will be initialized with 65. Now if you observe here, char j equal to So within single quotes we have mentioned A, capital A. So the ASCII value of capital A. So ASCII value, American Standard Code for Information Interchange. The meaning of ASCII. So American Standard Code for Information Interchange. The ASCII value of capital A is 65. Okay, the ASCII value of capital A is 65. Now, any single character enclosed within single quotes is called character constant. Here, if you observe, okay, A is enclosed within single quotes. So, A is enclosed within single quotes. So, any single character, for example, hash, if you enclose within single quotes, it's called considered as character constant. For example, 1, if you enclose within single quotes, it is called character constant. So any single character enclosed within single quotes is called character constant. So its ASCII value will be stored. So what will be stored in J? Actually, ASCII value of capital A, that is again 65. Now if I equal to j, if I equal to j, so condition is true. So condition is true. So it will go to if part. It will go to if part. So what will be the output actually? C is good. C is Good. So you have to remember here, any single character enclosed within single quotes is called character constant. Group of characters enclosed within double quotes is called string constant. Okay. Now we go to next problem. The sixth problem is very important, and so in most of the interviews you can expect this question. Nowadays they started asking this question in most of the interviews. If you observe here, if condition. So now the question here is you have to write the condition, that you have to write here the condition in such a way that the output of the program should be hello world. The output of the program should be hello world. So normally the syntax of if else tells that if the condition is true, it can go to if part. If condition is false, it can go to else part and print. But here the question is, what should be the condition in such a way that the output should be hello world. The output should be hello world. So now it is very simple. You have to understand the behavior of printf here. So the printf behavior is, for example, here I write the printf statement. Okay, so I write pf. Pf stands for printf. Pf stands for printf. I write here hello and I close double quotes. Think of the scenario. Okay. Now, what is the nature of printf? It prints hello, no doubt. Okay, it prints hello. Now, count how many characters are there in hello. So there are 5 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 characters. So what will be the return value of printf now? The return value of printf is 5. Okay, so the return value of printf is 5. Printf will print hello onto the screen and it will return 5. So it will return 5 means how many characters it printed on the screen. Okay, so that is how many characters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will return 5. Now you have to take the advantage of this. Okay, you have the advantage of this nature of printf here. So now what should be the condition? Here you design like this. So within the condition, so you write like this. So printf, 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 hello, printf, hello, and double quotes close. Okay. Now what will happen? Printf hello. So hello will be printed. Hello will be printed. And what will be the return value of this printf? 5. So the condition will become like, for example, if printf of hello is the condition. So printf of hello. So hello will return the printf hello. So hello will be printed on the screen. 5 will be written. Then this will become like if 5 if 5. 5 is a non-zero value, so it is considered as true, and again hello will be printed. Now I don't want hello hello, I want world, means I want the control should go to else part. So what I should do, I should make it like if not of 5, not of 5. So not of 5 means 5 is a non-zero value. Non-zero value is considered as true. True means 1. Not of 1 means 0. So it will become like if 0. If 0. So if 0 means it will go to else part and I get hello world. So what should be the condition? So the condition should be like this. So here I write the condition should be if if not of printf not of printf within double quotes hello hello close double quotes, close this parenthesis and close this parenthesis. So what should be the condition? The condition should be not of printf of hello, not of printf of hello should be the condition. So printf hello will print hello onto the screen. printf hello will print hello onto the screen and it will return 5. Then it will become like if not of 5. So not of 5 means 5 is a non-zero value. Non-zero value is considered as true. Not of true will become false if 0. So if 0 means it will come to else part and print world. So I will get the output hello world. So this is very important.